Good morning, beloveds. I'm coming to you a little raw. You can see I'm not fully dressed. I was thinking of us, and I want to just let you know that I know how the world looks, but I want you to know we're rising. I was in a deep meditation today, and I could hear and feel the energy of the people who are doing the kind and loving work is quite profound. So while we have a lot of evil and ugliness happening on this planet, I want you to fear not. Do not let them make you afraid. If you allow them to depress you, to worry you, then they can take you even further into possibly alliance where some people have already gone. So this is going to be a longer conversation, so you might have to see this in two if you don't have the time, but I want to take the time. I want to tell you where we are and what's going to happen. And I want to talk to you about what's possible. So as you know, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. As you know, this is all happening from a form of greed. Greed, more, 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 more. And if you're watching this abroad, it may sound different for you about what I'm about to say about North America, the United States, is that this country is built on greed. And greed always creates destruction. Destruction of people, destruction of land, destruction of nature. It's a greed form. And here in North America, we teach people that shopping, that you need to shop. You need to have more. You need to have more. And if you have more, you're better than other people. And then we praise the people that have more, the CEOs that are making billions of dollars. And then we take these courses and we pay tens of thousands of dollars for them, because then we could maybe possibly have all that money too. And then wouldn't we be just above everything? What is not clearly seen when we're busy admiring, the current president and the CEOs and the male figures and people who charge tons of money for their events, is that they are now subject to evil, because you cannot have greed and have source with you. You cannot have greed and have God. So it's, this is our trip to travel in the world, right? We get to decide if we're going to live in love or if we're going to create terror and separation and division, right? And that can be the outcome of money. Money's not bad. It goes with everything in my house. I'm grateful for what it does in terms of food and housing, and I'm able to take trips sometimes and those kinds of things. I don't hate money, but I also refuse to glorify money, because the minute you glorify money, the minute you make money your purpose to have, evil is coming for you. And I'm not going to say you can't get loose. You can, but it's hard. It's challenging. So there is good work happening on this earth. So many people are being released from their fear about the power of love that they have, the power of dignity that they have, the power of grace that they have. And for those of us out in the world that are either in the business or attend spiritual or consciousness development workshops, I want to talk to you about that. I love them. Nothing wrong with them. You don't have to do 100 of them. You can just do one. But I want to say this. If you're going into a workshop or an event and you're paying tens of thousands of dollars, you're being informed by somebody who's informed by greed, because there's no reason for that. Now, you might think, well, I have the money, and I want to do it. It sounds great. But I'm going to tell you, you are going to be hypnotized into greed. That's all there is to it. So the money that you pay is going to be an equal equivalent of the experience you leave into your body, not the actual teachings, the experience around money and how you had to save or didn't save or put it on a payment plan and all that kind of stuff, because true leaders don't do that. True leaders, true people who really want to inform you of growing into your spirituality, your consciousness, your self-knowing, rooting you and who you are and what you are here to do into the world, are not out for all your money. They're out to do the work. And it's not that they can do it for free, because they got to eat. They got to pay for wherever they're living. They have to get paid, absolutely. And they should be, because they're doing the work. They're writing the books. They're implanting beautiful visions and opportunities for you, but they're not hoarding. Hoarding is an illness. Hoarding is an illness that will take you over. Yeah. So this is the other piece. So when I think of people of who are really great example of bringing good works into the world, and I've got a limited list, not because there aren't more, it's just that I just want to give you 3 people who I think of. I think of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, Women Who Run with Wolves. That was her major book. Carolyn Mace, and Michael Meade is another one. And I'm sure there are more. These are people that when I look at them, these are my teachers. They're kind of like Maya Angelou for me, who I went to go see many times, and Desmond Tutu, who I had the fortune to meet. And Desmond told us again and again, every time we met with him, that it is women who are going to take over the world, and that we need to let them. But no, they will not let us, right? So we're going to go do it anyway. All right, getting back to these people. The reason why I name them is that they have done the work for decades and decades and decades. And their work is profound, but they're not charging you $12,000. They're not charging you $10,000. You're not charging you $5,000. You know why? Because it's not that they don't care about the money. It's because they're aligned. And they know that they're getting out the work is what they're here to do in the world. Grabbing for more is actually not a part of the reality. Michael Meade actually does initiations for boys, and I'm sure he does it for either nothing or something very small, because he's more interested in those young men having their initiation than him having another expensive car, more money, and ego. So I want you to be aware of what is calling to you. And if it's calling to you from a place of, or if it's calling from a place of, we are obsessed with more stuff, more things, more money. And the more you have, the more you take, the more is taken away from you. Nothing wrong with money, but don't let it eat you. Ehe matakiase.